The sun of Virex 9 was soft and golden. It made the green fields shine like oceans of grass. Birds with silver wings flew overhead, singing strange but beautiful songs. It was a good day. A small human boy named Eli ran across the field, laughing, chasing a ball bigger than his head. Other humans watched from nearby houses. The ground shook under their feet. Alien leaders on Virex 9 rushed into their meeting halls. Sirens screamed. The planet's early warning systems showed hundreds of unknown ships now orbiting above them, all Earth ships. The leader of the planet's CERN forces, Commander Trell, slammed his fists onto the table. "How dare they bring warships here?" he shouted. "All this for one child." His advisors looked at each other nervously. No one dared to speak. Outside the windows, the sky darkened. It wasn't clouds. It was the shape of Earth's massive ships, ships so large they looked like floating cities. Their hulls were black, with bright blue markings, silent, watching. The aliens tried sending messages. "This is Commander Trell. Earth vessels, respond. This was an accident. There is no need for violence." No reply. They tried again, sending apologies, excuses, even fake offers of gifts. Still, no reply. Only the heavy, growing hum of engines filled the air. The kind of sound that made the heart beat faster, that made instincts scream to run. From the main city, alien civilians ran into shelters. Mothers grabbed their children. Fathers locked doors. Even soldiers, proud and cruel just an hour ago, now looked up with pale faces. The humans on Virex 9, the colonists, did not run. They gathered together around the small body of Eli. They stood silently, heads bowed, waiting. They knew something the aliens didn't. Earth was not here to negotiate. Suddenly, all screens across the alien cities flickered. A message appeared, simple, cold, final. "You harmed one of ours. Now learn what that means." No voice, no image, just the words. Then the sky turned red. It began with the satellites. One by one, all of Virex 9's satellites blinked out, their circuits fried by invisible waves from Earth's ships. Communications failed. Power grids collapsed. The alien leaders lost control of their armies, their cities, their world. Commander Trell watched in horror as his personal guards' weapons stopped working in their hands. "What is happening?" he screamed. An old advisor whispered, almost too afraid to say it. They are not here to talk, sir. They are here to end us." High above, Earth's ships opened their weapon bays, but they did not fire randomly. Earth was careful, surgical. They targeted only military sites. No schools, no hospitals, only places of war. Bright beams of blue and white light rained down. Military bases exploded in fire. Weapon factories melted like wax. Training grounds disappeared in clouds of dust. Across the planet, alien soldiers tried to fight back. They launched missiles, fired cannons, sent fighters into the sky. None of it mattered. Earth's ships had shield technology centuries ahead of anything Virex 9 had ever seen. Missiles bounced off harmlessly. Cannons barely scratched the paint. Inside the lead human ship, the commander, General Amina Sol, watched calmly. She gave orders with short, sharp words. "Sector 7, cleared. Sector 8, target weapons only. Sector 9, no civilians." She wore no anger on her face, only duty. Someone asked her, "General, should we offer them surrender terms?" Amina Sol shook her head. "They surrendered the moment they touched our child." Below, Commander Trell sent desperate signals into the sky. "We surrender. We apologize. We accept punishment. Please, stop." No reply. The human fleet moved without mercy, but also without madness. They destroyed the Empire's ability to wage war, not just today, but for generations. Aliens who once laughed at the soft humans now hid under tables, praying. In the fields, Mara sat quietly with other human colonists. They watched the skies glow red and white. They did not cry. They did not cheer. They simply waited, silent, strong. Earth was speaking in the only language the galaxy truly understood: power. By the end of the first day, Virex Nine's once proud cities looked like ancient ruins. Smoke rose to the dark sky. The rivers glowed with burning debris, and from orbit, the planet looked like a wounded animal, still breathing, but broken. But Earth was not finished yet. They had only just begun. Smoke covered the fields and cities of Virex 9. The alien leaders sat helpless inside their bunkers. Their communication systems were dead. Their armies were broken. Their power was gone. But Earth was not finished. Above the planet, Earth's ships moved with slow, terrible grace. Like giant hunters circling a dying animal, they chose their next targets carefully. General Amina Sol stood on the bridge of the command ship, arms behind her back. Her face was calm, but her voice was cold as ice. "Begin Phase 2, she said. Across the fleet, new orders went out. This time, they were not just targeting military buildings. They targeted every piece of the Empire's pride. Their war academies, their factories, their shipyards, even their government palaces. For every tear shed by the humans below, Earth delivered one strike. In the ruins of a once mighty academy, a statue of a CERN hero exploded into dust. In the capital city, a giant parade ground, where soldiers once marched proudly, cracked open like a broken shell. In the military spaceports, half-built warships burned in massive fires. The aliens had thought they were powerful, untouchable. They had built monuments to their victories. Now, every monument crumbled. Commander Trell watched helplessly from his last hidden bunker. His hands shook. "This is madness," he whispered. "They're destroying everything." An old advisor answered without looking up. "No, Commander. This is not madness. This is justice." Outside, Earth's fleet kept moving. Silent, relentless. In the human colony, the survivors still gathered around little Ely's body. They watched the skies, their faces lit by the red glow of firestorms. Mara sat in the center, holding her son's hand, whispering stories to him. Her voice was soft, but filled with strength. "We remember you, Eli," she said. "And so will they." In orbit, General Sol received a small update. A soldier approached her, saluted, and spoke. "General, Virex 9's forces have officially surrendered. They are begging for peace." The general did not smile. She did not celebrate. She simply asked, "Have they apologized to the boy?" The soldier lowered his head. "No, General. Only to us." General Sol turned back to the screens showing the burning planet. "Then the lesson is not finished." Across the stars, other civilizations watched in horror. They had always thought humans were small players. They had laughed at Earth's endless talks of peace, of kindness, of unity. But now, they saw the truth. Humans loved peace, but humans loved their own even more. And when their children were harmed, humans became something else, something unstoppable. Whispers filled the galaxy. If Earth can do this for one child, what will they do if a city is attacked? Or a planet? Fear spread faster than fire. On Virex 9, the strikes became even more precise. Earth's weapons were so advanced that they could burn a building to the ground while leaving the tree next to it untouched. One by one, alien fortresses collapsed. Every place where cruelty had once lived was erased. The humans did not want to conquer. They wanted to send a message. A message written in smoke and ashes. In the middle of the second day, Virex 9 was silent. No ships flew in the skies. No soldiers marched in the streets. No leaders gave orders. Only the winds moved, carrying the dust of a fallen empire. Mara stood with the other colonists. Her hands were empty now. Ely's body had been carefully wrapped, ready to be taken back to Earth for a hero's burial. As she looked up, a small transport ship landed near them. Out stepped a young officer in Earth's black and blue uniform. He walked to Mara and knelt before her, placing his helmet at her feet. On the side of the helmet were painted 3 words: "For Eli, for Earth." Tears filled Mara's eyes, but this time they were not tears of sadness. They were tears of pride. High above, in the command ship, General Sol gave the final order. "Stand down. Phase 2 complete. Begin evacuation protocols." Earth had done what it came to do. The aliens would rebuild someday, but they would rebuild in fear, in memory. They would teach their children about the day the sky turned red, about the day Earth answered the call of a child's final breath, and they would never forget the price of human. News of Virex 9's destruction traveled faster than light. Across distant galaxies, leaders and rulers watched the footage. They saw mighty alien cities fall in hours. They saw Earth's ships move like dark gods, silent and unstoppable. They saw the humans' cold message: "Harm one of us, and we will answer." In the grand halls of the Krelax Federation, their emperor called an emergency meeting. He slammed his clawed hand on the table. How did we not know? How did we not see that Earth could do this? An old scholar spoke with shaking hands. We thought their kindness was weakness. We were wrong. On the trading stations of the Merchants Guild, rich leaders whispered in fear. "Cancel all deals against Earth," one said. "Send gifts, send apologies," said another. "Never touch their people," said a third. Never. In hidden corners of space, pirate fleets changed their plans. Earth colonies, once seen as easy targets, were now marked in red. Danger. Untouchable. The galaxy had seen Earth's true face, a planet that loved peace, but a planet that would burn the stars themselves to protect its own. Back on Virex 9, the last fires smoldered. General Amina Sol stood on the bridge, arms crossed behind her back. The screen showed no enemy movements, no threats. Only a broken planet, silent under Earth's gaze. A young officer approached her. "General, the colonists have been fully secured. No civilian losses. Final casualty count: 1. General Sol closed her eyes for a moment. 1 child, 1 life, 1 soul. And for that single soul, Earth had unleashed its full wrath. "Prepare final message to Virex 9, she said. The officer nodded and worked quickly. Within minutes, every surviving alien leader on the planet received the same broadcast. On their screens appeared a human woman, General Sol, standing tall in her black uniform. Her voice was steady and calm. "You attacked a human child," she said. "You answered peace with blood. Know this: Earth does not forget. Earth does not forgive the harming of its children." She paused, her eyes cold. "We did not destroy your planet. You will rebuild, but you will rebuild under our watch. You will teach your young what happened here, and if you ever touch humanity again." She leaned slightly closer to the camera. "There will be no rebuilding next time." The message ended. No more words were needed. In the ruins of their capital, the alien leaders gathered, broken and terrified. Commander Trell, once proud and arrogant, stood among the ruins with empty eyes. "We were warned," he whispered, "long ago. They told us humans were dangerous when harmed." An advisor nodded weakly. "We didn't believe them." Now, the lesson was burned into their bones. Forever. Meanwhile, the human colonists prepared to leave Virex 9. They had no more reason to stay. Their homes were gone. Their peace was shattered. Maris stood with the others, watching the sky where massive Earth ships hovered like silent guardians. She whispered to Eli, holding the small wrapped form close to her heart. "We're going home, my love." Earth had answered her cries. Earth had come for her son, and the stars themselves would remember it. On Earth, preparations were already underway. Not for war, not for conquest, for remembrance. A great monument was being built at the center of Earth's capital, a tall black pillar reaching into the sky. At the top, A single word would be carved. Ela. A reminder to all who looked up. A reminder that the smallest life mattered. A reminder that when humanity's heart was broken, its hand could shake the universe itself. Across the stars, fear turned into respect. Civilizations who once looked down on humans now bowed their heads when speaking of Earth. Treaties were signed. Borders were respected. Human colonies, once seen as weak, were now the most protected places in the galaxy. No one dared challenge Earth again, because they had seen it with their own eyes, the wrath of a planet that would rise as one, for just one lost child. And if needed, it would do so again. Without mercy, without hesitation, without fear, the human fleet slowly left Virex 9's orbit. Their engines lit up the darkness, moving with silent power. Behind them, the wounded planet spun quietly, its fires cooling, its people broken but alive. General Amina Sol stood at the window of her command ship, staring out into the stars. The mission was over. Justice was served, but the weight of it hung heavy in the air. "Status report," she said quietly. A young officer replied, "All colonies secured. All fleets accounted for. No further threats detected, General." She nodded once. Set course for Earth. The stars shifted as the fleet turned home. Down on Virex 9, the aliens gathered in their ruined cities. Parents held their children tighter. Teachers rewrote their lessons. Leaders spoke in soft, careful voices. They would never again forget the name of the planet that came for one lost child. In every school, they built a special place, a wall of memory. On that wall was written a single story, the day Earth answered. And below it, in smaller letters, respect their kindness, fear their wrath. Generations would grow up learning about that day, not with hatred, not with anger, but with a deep, lasting fear. A fear built not on destruction, but on understanding. Earth was not to be treated lightly. Far across the galaxy, the news spread. In golden halls of mighty empires, in shadowy rooms of pirate lords, in deep libraries of ancient scholars, they all spoke the same words. Earth has changed the balance. Humanity, once seen as newcomers, now stood among the giants of the galaxy, not because they wanted power, but because they showed they would protect their own at any cost. Trade routes were shifted. New laws were written. Old rivalries paused. Even ancient enemies now fought twice before moving against Earth. The galaxy would never forget. Back on Earth, preparations for the monument were complete. At the center of New Terra City, a huge crowd gathered. Humans from every country, colonists from distant worlds, ambassadors from alien races who had come to pay their respects. At the heart of the square stood the black pillar, tall and simple. At the very top, one word was carved in silver letters. Ela. Mara stood at the front of the crowd, dressed in simple white. She held Ela's favorite toy, a small wooden ship he had carved with his own hands. As the sun set, General Sol stepped forward to speak. Her voice echoed across the silent square. "Eli was one child," she said, "one small life in a vast galaxy." She paused, looking up at the pillar. "But to us, he was everything." She turned back to the crowd. "Let this place remind us, we are strong not because we seek war, but because we stand together. We fight not for conquest, but for love. And we will never allow anyone to harm what we hold dear." The crowd remained silent, many with tears in their eyes. Above them, Earth's flag waved in the soft wind, a blue planet on a field of black, surrounded by silver stars. Home. Later that night, as the stars filled the sky, Mara sat by the monument, telling Eli a story. She spoke quietly, smiling through her tears. "You started something, my little one," she said. "You reminded us all who we are." She looked up at the endless stars. "And they will never forget you." In the far reaches of space, new songs were sung. In alien bars, travelers told stories. In royal courts, leaders shared whispers. In distant homes, children listened wide-eyed. They spoke of Earth. They spoke of the child. They spoke of the day a planet rose like a giant and shook the stars themselves. A single truth spread across the galaxy, burned into the hearts of every race. Humanity loves deeply. Humanity protects fiercely. And when needed, humanity becomes a force no power can stand against. The galaxy had changed. Forever. And it all began with the cry for one small, precious life.